All right, so it's we're back. It's been a while. We're doing way too early standing predictions again. When we're talking about the Central, talking about everything that's happened so far. Nothing really has happened so far. Welcome to Up the Board. It's a hockey podcast about, you guessed it, hockey. I'm Yusuf. That's Alex. That's Tyler. We've got one more division to go, and we've been holding off on this for a while because of what we hoped would be impending news, and then that news never happened. So we're just kind of sitting here like we might as well just record anyway. It's time to talk about the Central Division. It's time to talk about this fucking ridiculous division that we've done the Atlantic, we've done the Metro, we've done the Pacific already, and those two divisions have been pretty straightforward getting through all the major changes they've made here and there, right? This, I think, is going to be the most difficult conversation we're going to have. Not difficult like bad, difficult like where do we see these teams next season, right? The best place to start, at the top. In first place last season, the Colorado Avalanche. You know, the team that formerly had Mikko Rantanen and then traded them to these guys before they traded Mikko Rantanen again. Anyway, Nathan MacKinnon, 32 goals, 84 assists, which is a career high for him, by the way. I found that interesting that he hit his career high last season for 116 points. Cale Makar, 30 goals, 62 assists for 92 points. And Mikko Rantanen for 25 goals, 39 assists for 64 points. Their major acquisitions in the offseason have been Brent Burns, Gavin Brindley coming from a trade for Columbus, and they extended Brock Nelson, so that's been, I'm going to say that's a pretty big get for them. The big outs, of course, being Charlie Coyle and, well, Mikko Rantanen. You gotta ask the question, right? This is going to be the first full season of the Avalanche we see without Mikko. Do we see those numbers for McKinnon and Makar and assists like that again? Maybe? Because what are they going to do? Like, McKinnon's already an incredible goal scorer, we know that. Makar's a great goal scorer as well. But you kind of need a third guy to help boost those numbers. And Mikko Rantanen was pretty good at doing that for him. And now he's not going to be there. So...
I mean, I get needing the third person, but I'm not too worried about the big two over there in Colorado.
Oh, of course not.
I think that, you know, they as a team are going to have to find a new identity here as they go. They personally were like, I think in my first bracket last year at the postseason, Colorado was my Stanley Cup winner. I loved this roster after the deadline, despite no Rantanen, which is a different conversation. But I like what they did. I really like what they did this offseason. They have most of the core together. The only thing really that they could do is, some people could argue Blackwood is not going to be another cup. He doesn't, people don't necessarily think he's cup caliber, but I'm high on Blackwood. I think that you put a consistent defense in front of him, that's great. And they didn't go out there and hamstring themselves. Really, this team is thinking about what they're going to do next year. Especially that's how their off-season seemed to operate to me. Kind of like they're comfortable standing pat, because with their number one priority is keeping Cale and keeping Nathan. And both of those two are up for deals pretty soon here. And the cap is going up and all this yada, yada, yada. That being said, there's no reason they couldn't have kept Mikko, but here we are. I'm not, big picture, I'm not too worried about Colorado. I think they're going to be just fine. They have the top end talent, and they've got some good veteran depth, and they'll shake out as a top 3 seed in this division. And it's just a question of what they look like in the playoffs.
I mean, I think the way I'm kind of viewing it is Colorado reminds me a lot of like the Pittsburgh Steelers, like in football, where there's just like such a well-run organization at this point. Like they have a solid coach, solid GM. Like I've questioned some of the moves they make, and every now and again it's just like, well, it works, so why am I questioning it? And every season, like, man, this can be they drop off, and it's like McKinnon just single-handedly carries them into the playoffs. So, I mean, every time I say they're going to fall off, they don't. So they seem fine. They seem well run. I mean, I don't think losing a guy like Rantanen kind of sucks, but when you really get down to it, I mean, he had 64 points, which, while being very good, isn't as good as some of the other teams on the list, third best player, and I think someone will step up and fill that role, because I think Rantanen might have been helped by playing with McKinnon and Makar. There's the argument that Rantanen help McCarr and McKinnon, but I kind of think it might be the other way around. So,
I can definitely agree with that statement that it's definitely the other way around, especially like anyone could have those numbers when you're paired up with McKinnon and McCarr. Mind you, Rantanen had those numbers in, what was it, 40 games, I believe
That's
it was?
fair. Yeah.
Right? So you have to, there is a little bit of an asterisk that we
fair.
have to keep in mind.
that is fair.
Because you're right, for any other team we've talked about, your third leading scorer only having 64 points isn't really, especially for a cup contending team, isn't a big deal. But the fact that Rantanen got traded with still a whole half of the season to go, we have to take that into account. That being said, Colorado is such an interesting team to me because, yes, on one hand, Alex does have a very good point. The goaltending is definitely not questionable at best, but there's definitely a few questions to be asked regarding Mackenzie Blackwood and Scott Wedgwood and whether or not that's the duo that's going to help them potentially get past that playoff hump that they've been on and hopefully maybe win another cup. We'll see. The other thing is the Brock Nelson extension. And say what you will about Brock Nelson. He's great for what he can do for a team. He's not that old, despite looking pretty old, but he's a great player. The thing is, Brock Nelson, with this extension being signed, because it's a fair bit of money that he got for his extension with the Colorado Avalanche, my wonder is this going to be the answer to what has really been a problem in the Colorado Avalanche system for a while? It only got solved once, and then it became a problem again after this person left, and that is the second-line center. Because it's great when you have a superstar first-line center, everyone knows that, but you kind of need a good second-line center. You need a guy who's willing to, willing to fully admit that, yeah, he doesn't have to be first-line guy. He doesn't have to play first-line minutes, but he has a job to do as second-line center, and that is hold down the fort when times get tough, when things need to be going. And Colorado had that issue for a number of years until they acquired Nazem Kadri in the trade that every Leafs fan obviously loves so much. I can hear them screaming outside of my house right now. I should run. But Naz fully answered the question of, we need a proper second-line center, and Naz understood, I don't have to be McKinnon. I can just be me. I can do whatever I need to. And he balled the fuck out when they won the cup. Right? People kind of overlook it sometimes, but Naz did a lot of work for the Colorado Avalanche en route to winning a Stanley Cup. And then, obviously, Naz left. They tried filling the gap with Casey Milstat for a little while. Casey Milstat didn't really work out. Now they have Brock Nelson. So maybe Brock Nelson is something that, maybe he's the answer to this question again. Time will tell, but we'll see. Sorry, Alex, you were going to say.
I mean, you have to look at, I think to contextualize the Brock Nelson deal, you have to look at the league market. Besides right shot defenseman, right? Everybody's looking for a 2C because that seems to be a bit of a league-wide problem where we've got enough teams where people are finding their top-end talent and they're looking for who that 2C is. And then you have the case of the young teams where they have too much talent down the middle and they are figuring out who is best, who's actually going to situate into that 2C role.
Yeah. You're forgetting something. What? You're forgetting that there is a return as part of the Rantanen trade who's a center.
Well, yeah, Marty Necas, but...
Yeah, I mean,
he's pretty darn good.
Yeah, he's pretty good, guy. I'm not trying to be funny, but
I just want to talk about specifically about the paycheck that they wrote for Nelson, right?
Yeah.
You have to look at the reliable midline center. That's the market for that. So I don't think it's a questionable deal at all, really. Yeah. And you get a really good presence with Nelson. Necas is, I think, the biggest thing, and there's stuff about keeping him happy and not happy, and is he going to stick around in Colorado for next year? Because I believe after this season he's a pending UFA.
Yeah, I think his contract's up out of this season.
So Colorado's got to get that done. But there's something we haven't talked about yet with Colorado, and it's this, I think, could swing them a few points here or there in another direction, but no one's really talking about it. They're going to have Landy for a full season, potentially.
That's true. They will potentially have Landeskog for a full season.
So Landeskog surprised everybody in the playoffs. It was like, okay, he's back. This is a cute story.
Yeah.
What's he going to do? What's he going to look like? And then he looked solid.
Like Landy.
He looked solid.
Yep.
He looked re-energized by the Colorado crowd. He came right up to playoff intensity after 3 games in the A.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's
Oof.
pretty nuts, right? So, I mean, obviously the playoffs are a different adrenaline monster. We'll see what he looks like during the season. I guess my question that I want to ask you guys is what do you think Landeskog can provide this year?
Well, I mean, I got if healthy, if healthy. That's my
If
one
healthy.
caveat.
That's important.
That is kind of the problem with Landeskog.
Yeah.
I think he fixes that Mikko Rantanen sized hole and then some, because I mean I think he'll take the third in scoring on that team and really just run with it. And I think everyone will look back on the Mikko Rantanen trade and be like, well, that didn't really change anything. I mean, honestly, like they had to be confident trading Mikko Rantanen and being fine with that. And I think because they knew what Gabe Landeskog was doing to rehab and get back on top, and they know the guy he is. I think when they saw he was healthy, especially come playoffs, they're just like, we're good. Like, as soon as they started getting up to that kind of point, and they got ready to trade Mikko Rantanen, and they said, we're fine, we'll be fine. Gabe's going to come back, we'll be good. So I think they're confident, and I think he's going to have a good year.
I can agree with that. I think a healthy Landy is going to make a difference, especially if they can keep Marty Necas happy as well. So you have to think about it production-wise, right? You lose a Mikko Rantanen, you got a Marty Necas, but you're also getting back a healthy Gabriel Landeskog for hopefully a full season. And the hope is that they can fill that Mikko-sized gap. And I think we should be good there. I think it'll work out with a healthy Landeskog. We'll definitely get to see the beautiful pairing that is McKinnon and Landeskog again, and see how that like truly flourishes. Now since Landy's been gone for a while. So I think just not only for just like on ice and on paper, but just team morale in general, I think a healthy Landy will be a big impact for the team for the season. All right, after a brief technical difficulties interruption, we go to our second team. Speaking of Mikko Rantanen, the Dallas Stars. Jesus Christ. Can they stop fighting, please, for once? So the Dallas Stars finished last season with 50 wins, 26 losses, and 6 OTs for 106 points. Their leading scorers, Matt Duchene, 30 goals, 52 assists for 82 points. Good for you, Matt Duchene. I'm happy for you. Second leading scorer, Jason Robertson, 35 goals, 45 assists for 80 points. And third, and I love this, Wyatt Johnson with 33 goals, 38 assists for 71 points. Their big outs were Mason Marchment, Logan Stankoven, who they lost in a certain trade, Michael Granlund, and Cody Ceci. And shocker, their big acquisition was Mikko Rantanen. Who would like to start?
I'll go.
All right.
I love this team. This team is so sick. And a full season of their offense with Mikko Rantanen is going to be something to witness. We were talking about earlier how Colorado's going to miss it. We managed to not talk at all about their playoff series where Mikko literally killed them almost single-handedly. Now, I think what Dallas is going to miss heading into this upcoming season is Marchment. I think they're going to miss that more than a lot of people think. I'm pretty high on Marchment myself, but I think he brings a really great two-way game. Underrated two-way game, in my opinion. And they've got the rest of the young core locked up. Wyatt Johnson seems to be just what an absolute stud he's turning out to be. He was drafted in 21, right? 21 class, I think that's right. Anyways, you got Wyatt Johnson, you've got Hintz, you've got who are some of those other
Wyatt Johnson, Hintz, Heiskanen, Thomas Harley, like the list goes on. They are blessed with the kind of guys they've drafted.
Yep, and they're kind of trying to pass the torch right now from generations of great stars, and so we'll see what that looks like in the next transition phase. But they've got new coaching this year. Hopefully they don't throw their amazing goaltender under the bus again. And I mean, this team, I think you can pretty much stamp them for playoffs unless the most catastrophic plague of injuries hits this roster.
I mean, I think the entire playoffs last year was just Ottinger's fault. I mean, I think that's just very obvious. I think Dallas is...
Whoa. Pete DeBoer, when did you get here?
Yeah,
we don't have money to afford you. What?
Well. I don't know. Once again, Dallas past 3 years has been very good. I mean, honestly, since the bubble playoffs have been very good. And just, I mean, as far as the outs go, Logan Stankover has been absolutely doing great in Carolina. It's great. Once again, I don't know if Rantanen has been carried by the guys in Colorado. However, he has very good teammates in Dallas, so he might be a really good fit there, and it's going to work out good, as we saw on their little stint together last year. So I mean, you have elite goaltending, you have a prolific offense, besides the elephant in the room, and then there's also a solid decor. I mean, like, they're just, once again, they have everything. I'd say B or higher if you had to give it a grade. I think they're solid. They're a great team, and just I think they've had bad matchups, and I think their big issue has been dealt with, which was the man behind the bench. And I think Pete DeBoer's not really my favorite coach of all time, so I think they solved that issue. So I don't know. I think they had a good offseason. I think it's going to be the thing that gets them over the hump. I honestly think they might get to the finals this year, and I think it'll be very good.
Right. Dallas is such an interesting team to me. For the reason that I did a little, when I used to do like blog posts and everything way back over the pandemic during the bubble, I had written a post about how they were like the Expendables of the NHL. Like, the movie franchise, The Expendables? The one with like all the washed up action stars? And like a bunch of just random up and coming young guys. That's the Dallas Stars to me. Like Matt Duchene, Joe Pavelski, like Jamie Benn, right? You have like your three old guys you kind of revolve around. They're like the leaders of the team. Well, Jamie Benn's literally their captain. And then you have just like a ton of young dudes, and that they just do shit well. Like, that's just it. Like, they're the Expendables to me. And they've been getting better and better every year. And like, we've obviously touched up on this, but like the way they've drafted over the years has worked out so well for them, right? Like, Logan Stankoven, I kind of wish he was still on the team, but they had to give something up to get Mikko. But Wyatt Johnson, man, that kid's gonna have a stellar rest of his career. Thomas Harley is looking like probably one of the best young defensemen in the league. And again, you have Heiskanen, you have Hintz, you have Jake Ottinger. They're everything you could ever want. A full season of Mikko, I think, is going to work perfectly for them. Partly because, besides my dumb thinking and analogy to this really washed-up dumb movie franchise, The Expendables, everyone on the Dallas Stars always feels like a power forward to me, except for Roope Hintz. Like, he's fast, and then everyone else is a power forward. And they got, like, the power forward of all power forwards in the league right now, in Mikko Rantanen. A dude who is willing to just push his way around and score goals for fun. Like, as Alex said, we saw what he did to the Colorado Avalanche in the playoffs this past season. Like, literally ruined them. Just shoved his way around, just ruined the Avalanche any way he could. We get to see a full season of just more aggressive Mikko Rantanen in a team where they're all just physically aggressive players. And hopefully, now they have a new bench boss, maybe things turn out better for them. Maybe they don't. Maybe they take a slight bit of a downturn. I don't entirely know. But with a full season of Mikko and losing Michael Granlund hurts a little bit, but it's not going to hurt as much because, again, they're still so deep. Like, the Dallas Stars, I truly believe are, besides the Panthers, they're one of the deepest teams in the league, just top down. Every line is a proper, productive scoring line for the Dallas Stars. If they can just get it together and fix whatever little problems they had last season, well, one of them's gone.
Yeah, they did. I was going to say,
they
fired him.
They fired him.
If they fired him.
What? I have high hopes for the Dallas Stars going into next season.
We didn't talk about it with Mikko and Colorado, but now we're here with Dallas. I think it's still appropriate to bring it up. Mikko produced the way he produced in that limited amount of games while being told the entire time, you're probably getting traded. Tell us where you'll go.
That is true.
And he's got his extension done. He's got a new home.
Yeah.
He has a little bit of revenge he's going to want to seek out throughout the whole year.
Oh, yeah. Before we move on to the next team, though, I do want to I want to quickly talk about something, and we were talking about this before we started recording that, Alex, you had brought up, and I told you to just wait until we get to recording on this. Jason Robertson. It's still very much up in the air what his future in the NHL is going to be, whether he's going to be a Dallas Star for life or he gets traded. We don't know, because as we all pretty much know publicly, the Dallas Stars are a little strapped in cap space, and trying to get things done over the next offseason, like this offseason, is going to be a little difficult. Jason Robertson is up for an extension. He's got one more year left on his current contract. Whether or not he extends, we haven't heard anything yet. It's already been a month into the offseason. We still don't know. Will he get traded? We don't know. Again, everything is up in the air. And Alex, you had heard something on the Empty Netters podcast. Do you mind bringing that up?
Oh, yeah.
Also, shout out the Empty Netters podcast. I love those guys.
Those guys are so fun.
They're so fun.
Those guys are really good. I need to try and get them to come down to a Ducks game.
You should.
Should dap them up. But they're Kings fans, so it's kind of icky.
Yeah, a little.
I don't like Kings fans.
No, they're no.
Can't trust
Anyways,
them. Anyway,
let's get to the take. So I forget who was on with them. They were having a rotating cast of their friends in the league or former players come through, and one of them proposed the idea that Robo isn't a 109-point guy. That the rest of his production, he's a solid, very above replacement level, borderline elite player, but he's not. They don't know if the 100 points he might have gotten lucky. Other than that, it's been 80-point seasons, right? And so it's not. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm personally really high on Jason Robertson. I think it's I don't think how can you not love what you see in the kid, but if you look at the goals and you look at the point difference, right, in that 109-goal season, he's getting deflections, but that's hockey sometimes. If we're going to be suddenly taking away points from guys because you happen to be in the right place at the right time and a puck bounces in off your stick and goes in, Well,
in that case, that 56 or 57 goal Zach Hyman season is going to be nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't know about necessarily devaluing Robo exactly, but what is he exactly? And I think the way you find that out is you either extend him and then you give him that confidence, you're here, we're supporting you, go for it, or you trade him and we see a change of scenery. And it's that pivotal point where we're going to see what kind of player he really is. And to me, I don't think Dallas can trade him. There have to be other ways they can move things around to keep Jason Robertson. In my opinion, I think trading him would be a huge, huge, huge mistake, especially if it's just pushed by the book.
Right. I get it. I think it's hard with him because he has been such a impactful and heavy part of that Stars offense. And again, yes, the 109-point season is very much an outlier when his floor has been like 80 points a season, right? Because he regressed this season. We all know that. But would it be maybe not controversial, but would it be a little odd maybe to say that if paired with the right other winger, we may start to see like a proper Jason Robertson? Now again, a change of scenery could actually do him wonders, but if Dallas actually does it, dear God, what have you done? Because I feel like the conversation with Jason Robertson as it is weirdly enough, I put him in the same conversation as Mitch Marner, because Marner has been a 90 but not 100-point guy during his tenure on the Leafs until this past season where he finally hit 100, but it took 9 years or 8 years, I guess. It took 8 seasons to get there, right? Again, change of pace. Marner's in Vegas now. I'm not going to get too much on this, but Marner's in Vegas now. What's to say that now him paired with Jack Eichel and not in Austin Matthews, we start to see the real Mitch Marner, right? What if with Jason Robertson, if Dallas can figure out a way to keep him, and now they have a full season of Mikko Rantanen, we start to see like a true three-headed monster of like Hintz, Robertson, Rantanen.
So, not to be the downer, looking at the numbers, it would be so hard for them to keep him. They do not. Currently, they have a whopping just north of $400,000 in cap space, and they really don't free up any next year.
And they can't trade anyone.
Well, and once you get past...
Besides Robo.
They also have to sign not just Robo, but you also have Thomas Harley.
Shit.
Next year it comes up, and you're paying him $4 right now, and he's same thing, restricted free agent.
Yeah.
You also have Nils Lundqvist, which not really
you
that
can get
good,
a solid
but still,
deal on Nils Lundqvist, but
yeah, he's currently making 1.2, but like once again, you still got 2 big name guys you have to pay, and plus not to mention Maverick Bork.
Yeah,
people really like him.
People really like Maverick.
It's just kind of getting to the situation where it's like, and they don't really have anything they can move. Most of the guys are locked down, no move clauses, especially like Sagan, even though he's only got 1 more year. Past that, you're locked into almost a $10 million Tyler Sagan.
Right.
It would take a
And-
lot to free up their flexibility. It's a good point. So it's kind of like why they've been talking about it. They'd have to essentially get a structure agreed to, and then they have a window of time because it obviously wouldn't kick in this season.
Yeah, no,
So they could get it inked and then
there's
look at the room and
figure
say
it out,
everybody else
yeah.
you got to move.
But there's
like,
no one to move is the problem.
There's no one to.
There's
That's
no
what
one
I'm
to
saying.
move,
There's
yeah.
not. I think that's why it's like I don't.
You know
unless-
what? We've done it. We've found the one problem with being too good at drafting.
Yeah. That's it. That's the problem.
That's the problem with being too good.
Starts
Too good at
looking
drafting.
like, oh.
They hit your. All the teams that are bad at drafting are like,
Yeah,
yeah, take that, Dallas.
They're like, we did it. Yeah, what did we do? Oh, shit.
Dallas.
Believe it or not,
Stars. Dallas. Stars.
2, 3, 4, 5.
The baffling thing with their cap problem is even if they could figure out a way to make the flexibility work, it's going to be a challenge. Because, let's be real, what does Robo's next contract look like? It's going to be 10 plus.
Yep. Especially with the
Yeah.
cap going up.
Especially with the cap going up. It's going to be 10 plus.
So
Right.
yeah, no, because I mean, keep in mind they have
just
6 guys over $8 million right now.
I'm sorry?
The Stars have 6 guys getting more than $8 million this season.
Dude, I thought the Leafs were bad at this. Oh my god.
Yeah, I actually might have a new least favorite organization. So Jason Robertson is currently the 7th highest paid guy on that team. I want to repeat that. Jason Robinson is currently the 7th highest paid guy on the team at a low $7,750,000.
Who's making more than him?
yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Okay, hold on. So,
Hear the
so
list.
Sagan,
Do you
Sagan
wanna-
Hintz. Sagan Hintz has to be
Do you want
two.
it in order? Do you want it like lowest
Please,
to highest?
please
Okay.
do lowest to highest. I need
All
it.
right, you're going to make me do math. All right, so the lowest payest above Jason Robertson is at 8.25, and that's Jake Ottinger.
Worth it.
Worth it.
Okay. Wyatt-
Honestly,
Wyatt
Ottinger
Johnson.
Ottinger at 8.25 is going to look so good in
Oh,
like
wait.
3
It's
years.
one of the nicest contracts for a goalie.
What a
right
good
now.
deal.
Yeah.
Wyatt Johnson's at 8.4.
Right. His extension kicked in.
His extension,
Yeah.
right.
So now we
Yeah.
have a tie with Miro Heiskanen and
Makes
Rope
sense.
Hintz.
Also, realistically, makes sense.
8.45 for the two of them.
Yeah, it's very pricey.
Tyler Sagan is $9.85 million into the end of the 26-27 season, so the last year on that contract. And then both, by the way, Hintz, Sagan, the first place guy, Heiskanen, all have no move clauses. You can't get rid of them. And then that leaves Rantanen at $12 million.
That's right. Yeah.
So
Boy, does he have some shoes to fill then.
yeah, he's got some work to do.
Yeah,
they've got some-
He's got to pick it up now.
Everybody's been saying Jim Nill is so good. Let's see how he handles this
Hold
situation.
on. Jim Neal is so good at drafting. That's the thing, though. Like, yes, the Ottinger contract is definitely a steal, but Jim Neal has been historically known for being a great drafter, right?
I'm very curious how he works his way out of this one.
Same, because this is a predicament.
If they were, I just need to make this point. If they were a Canadian team, they would have already traded 4 guys by now and be tanking. So
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
So-
Plus, and then to not to further the conversation, but you even ask it in the event this happens. What do you get in return for a Jason Robertson? What do you ask?
What did they get in return for Rantanen? What was the return on that?
What was it? Stankoven and like
Stankoven and then a bunch of picks.
Yeah,
Stankoven and picks.
I think there was another player involved, but Stankoven
Yeah.
was the big part of that. Yeah.
They can have. I don't want to, but they could have Mason if they really need it. I don't know at this point. Pat just.
Yeah, the Ducks are kind of like
We need a 2C more than we need a wing. So.
fair enough. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Well, that's the thing, right?
And
It's
now
like
the rest of the boring division.
yeah, now the rest of this ridiculous division because the
no,
Dallas Stars just
we definitely
love
don't.
attention.
No, there's no more interesting teams to talk about after these two.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely no one else.
I have
I don't know.
one. I got
This next team is kind of interesting to me, being
Sorry,
from my country.
sarcasm, fellas.
Yeah,
Sarcasm,
exactly.
fellas.
So anyway, the Dallas Stars and their questionable business decisions aside, third place from last season, the Winnipeg Jets. with 116 points last season. They didn't even finish. They actually finished second. I had these out of order. No, they finished first. They won the President's Trophy last year. What am I saying? Oh, God.
Yeah,
I've had this
did
whole
this
out of order.
order.
I did this out of order. Oh, well. We're going to talk about the Jets now. Sorry, guys. Anyway, the Jets.
That's how irrelevant they are.
Exactly.
That's
leading
how
scores.
badly we don't want to go to Manitoba.
Exactly. Leading scores of their season. Kyle Connor, 41 goals, 56 assists, 97 points. Mark Scheifele, 39 goals, 48 assists, 87 points. Nikolai Ehlers, oh boy, 24 goals, 39 assists, 63 points. Their big acquisitions have been Gustav Nyquist, Tanner Pearson, Hayden Fleury, and some dude named Jonathan Taves.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
I guess he was like
Give him a cup of
really
coffee
well
and see
known.
what happens.
Yeah, give him a cup of coffee, see what happens.
He's
And,
kind of old. Like, what was he, men's league or something? Like, was the
yeah,
guy?
something like that. I don't know. And of course, the big out being Nikolai Ehlers. Let's just get it out of the way. I think a lot of people are overreacting about them losing Nikolai Ehlers because everyone's going, "Oh, he's going to Carolina," and
Yeah.
Winnipeg's losing their goal-scoring threat. He finished third in scoring with the
With
Jets
24 goals.
with 24 goals. He didn't even lead his team in goals. Like,
Winnipeg's skating core is way deeper than everyone gives them credit for.
yeah.
And the way they play, they're four lines united. They've got one mission. They commit to playing the same style, and they're fantastic. The team is fantastic. Again, with the top three teams in this division. The regular season almost doesn't matter until the very end when they're figuring out their seeding and they're realizing which of them they have to play in the first round. It's playoffs or bust, and I think we can't talk about the Winnipeg Jets without having the Hellebuck conversation. You know,
Which conversation is the Hellebuck fraud conversation or the Hellebuck?
which one matters?
That's true.
Which one matters?
Oh no!
I mean, it's just been the same thing. They've got this team, and they fall short in the playoffs. And Connor Hellebuck forgets who he is in the playoffs. I don't know what they're going to do to fix that, because they have the best goalie in the league for 82 games.
Shut up, Tyler.
Shut up, Tyler. The writers just handed this man.
Tyler. I have Igor Shesterkin on my team.
This guy got handed.
Vasilevsky.
This guy got handed the
Okay.
Hart. He had such a good regular season last year. They handed him the Hart
Yep.
and the Vezina.
Yep.
And then
First
he forgot
goalie to
who-
do it since Carey.
And then two years in a row, he has forgotten who he is in the playoffs. And it's not like the team played terrible defense in front of him. He was letting in goals that a lot worse goalies should still be stopping. It just was weird. It looked weird.
With that being said, I do have to ask a question. Do you feel like this conversation in regards to Hellebuck and his questionable decisions in the playoffs, do you feel like it would be a lot more serious if they choked out of the first round against St. Louis? If they didn't pull off that comeback?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, 100%, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he needs to change the scenery. He's not going to get that, but I think Hellebuck needs to change the scenery real bad.
Who takes that contract?
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
now it's
yeah.
never going to happen. But
Never,
like,
never, but like,
this feels a lot like John Gibson on the Ducks. No offense. It's just like, dude, you're good. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, come on. Like, in
Yeah.
Gibson's case, it's just a bunch of injuries. With Hellebuck, it's just get to the playoffs and choke. And it's like, I don't know. To me, that just screams like this situation isn't working.
with Hellebuck, it's such a weird conversation to have because, like, yeah, like reigning two-time Vezina winner, and he just won the Hart. Like, there needs to be a conversation because yes, the the trophies are based on regular season performance. He had a stellar regular season. They gave him the Hart. I get that. And then you look at the playoffs and you go, that guy won the Hart? Like, and the problem is it's going to be a talking point next season.
Oh, absolutely.
We're
It's
going
gonna
to be talking about
every game.
talking about it for the whole season long.
Yep.
And for the first month, everyone's going to be watching how's he going to get started. I bet you he has a slow week, right? And then everyone's
Probably,
like, "Oh,
yeah.
what are they going to do about it?" And then he's going to pull off a run for like 2 months where
Yeah.
he's
Where he's Connor Hellebuyck.
9.3 save percentage.
Yeah,
It's
probably something like ridiculous.
everybody else shut up, go away.
Yeah.
I'm amazing. And then we're going to be like, Winnipeg is here. This is it. They're going to do it. This is the year.
This
Connor looks different.
No.
It's so disheartening too because they have. Let's segue a little bit off of Connor and what fell on him last year. This team is built so well, and
Yes.
they have from everything I've heard, they have built a group of guys who want to be there, who want to play together. That poll comes out every year. Who Winnipeg ends up like number one on everyone's no trade clause list just because people don't want to go to
Just
Manitoba.
people don't want to fucking go to Winnipeg, yeah.
Like, it's crazy just because it's the city and everyone says that. So, like, the fact that they have built a group of guys who love playing together is commendable and played together well. It's amazing. Like, the organization has done some really excellent work, and they've got... they're basically there. They're basically there. They just have to perform when they need to.
Well, I think there's a really good question. I think this is why I love hockey so much. I think it's probably why you guys love hockey so much. Hockey is great in the regular season.
Yes, it is.
Hockey in the playoffs is like, great. I'm home. I'm going to put on the first game of the night, and I'm going to go to bed at like 1 in the morning when the West Coast game ends, and I'm going to do the same thing for the next 2.5 months of my life.
Yep.
And like, I mean, there is just a question: are the Jets just a regular season team? Are they built for the playoffs? And like, that's a whole question in its own right. Is like, is Connor Hellebuyck that bad, or is the team around him? Which, granted, he had some real abysmal goals this year in the playoffs, but like, there's also the conversation of maybe the Jets just aren't a playoff team. And that's a whole other question of like, are the Jets a good organization?
It's also hard to have that conversation. Yeah, I get it. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's hard to have that conversation too because there are parts of that Jets team that were on the 2018 roster that made the Western Final. Right?
Yeah.
Like, there are still parts of that team. The veterans of that team are still there. What, like, could you say that now they're not a playoff team? I don't know. It's hard to say. That's the problem.
Look at who they beat. Look at who they beat. You know who plays? You know which head coach everywhere he goes brings playoff hockey? Jim Montgomery.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what the Blues looked like for the entire last stretch of the season, post trade deadline, post bringing in Jim Montgomery.
The 2019 Blues.
They looked like the 2019 Blues again.
Yep.
And they played playoff hockey from trade deadline on, right? They took everything the Jets had. It took everything the Jets had to win that series. And in my opinion, they gave us the best. That Game 7 was the single best, most electric game of the entire playoffs.
Best game of the playoffs.
So, like, Winnipeg, I think a lot of other one seeds, say Winnipeg lost a few extra games and we had Vegas that was a one seed, or a Dallas or a Colorado went on a run and were the one seed this year. You can't say every single one of them beat that Blues team. They were playing such good playoff hockey. Binner was dialed, absolutely dialed, and then the way that so the Jets need to get some credit for surviving.
This is going to be another thing.
The games they lost, Connor looked very bad at.
100%.
The games they lost, Connor looked very bad.
The games they lost, Connor looked horrible. My goodness.
It was awful. It's why the whole conversation started. But that, in terms of is the team a playoff team, you can't win that series if you can't play like a playoff team.
Mm-hmm. The other thing too, and we're going to get to this because the Blues are going to be a conversation piece at some point here, but that Game 7, like when I asked earlier, right? Like, if they lost that Game 7, we're talking about the Winnipeg Jets in a much darker tone and probably angrier, because how do you blow that? We were a goal away from Jordan Binnington out-dueling the reigning two-time Vezina and Hart winner. Right? Like, that needs to be talked about just a little bit. Not a serious talking point, but I just want people to remember this. That Connor Hellebuyck, who is the current reigning two-time winning Vezina winner as best goalie in the league for 2 straight years, and won the MVP of the league, almost got out-dueled in a 7-game series after looking like a chump for 3 of those games by Jordan Binnington. That should be a wake-up call for Hellebuyck. And I know we've already talked about him, but, like, the Jets need to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
They just need to figure this shit out.
Yep.
I don't know. Like, to me, like, I don't know. Just going back, last thing I'll say. I mean, that first round, it's very easy to say, yes, Winnipeg won, and they won in Game 7, and it was a prolific Game 7. They beat the second wildcard team. Barely. So,
Yeah.
like, are they a playoff team? I really don't know. Like, it's impressive that they pulled off that triumphant return and win and overcame the issues, but it's like, then you go to play Dallas and you lose 4-2. And
Right.
the year they made it, 2018, when they made it to the Western Conference Final, Vegas, was really no, the Jets only won one game. Like, I mean, I don't know, I like the Jets a lot, but man, like, I don't know, every time we get to the playoffs, it's like, well, we know who to not bet on. So, I don't know. We should
We'll see.
move along.
I think
We should
everything
probably
talked
move
about,
on. I
they're
think we
playoffs
talked
or
about
bust,
Winnipeg.
so we'll see.
Yeah, it's playoffs or bust. On the topic of teams that are not entirely playoffs or bust, but they're, well, yes, they are playoffs or bust because this team almost looked like they could potentially take over the West. The Minnesota Wild finished with 97 points last season as a team. Good for them. Your leading scorers were Matthew Boldy with 73 points, 27 goals, 46 assists. Marco Rossi, which makes me so happy, 24 goals, 36 assists, 60 points. And Kirill Kaprizov with one of his lower seasons, 25 goals, 31 assists, 56 points, but he was out a lot this season with injuries.
Yeah.
They've lost Gustav Nyquist and Justin Brazeau, which depth guy, Justin Brazeau doesn't play that big of a... But they, in return,
And they lost-
they've gotten...
They lost Fleury. Don't forget that.
That's... Yeah. And, of course, Marc-Andre Fleury has retired, so that's going to be big for them moving forward. But in return for everything, they have gotten Vladimir Tarasenko, Nico Sturm, Rem Pitlick, and good old Gleason. What a great last name, Gleason. So, the Wild. At this point, do we call them a... They're a playoff or bust team for sure. Because
If they want to keep Kirill.
If they would... Right.
He's
I
due
feel
for an
like
extension.
He's kind of, if you haven't noticed, the Central Division is very much there's one guy on the team that makes the difference, and they are going to be the talking point. For some reason, Mikko Rantanen was the talking point for two of these teams already, and then we had a goalie. So time for another forward, Kirill Kaprizov. He's up for an extension. He wants to be on a team that wins. This kid's a fucking phenom. Minnesota would be insane not to figure out a way to keep him. Plus, as far as I know, I think either now or next season, the Parisi Suter money is officially off the books. Which
I'm
means
90% sure it's this year. I think they're done.
I'm 90% sure. Right.
I got it right here. Let's
Thank
see.
you, Tyler. That being said, Kirill Kaprizov is such a big impact to this team. If they lose him to someone else, blow it all up. What the hell are you going to do without him? Right? Why are you laughing like that?
Because they still owe Paris and Suter money until the end of the 28-29 season.
I'm sorry?
They owe 1.666.
Okay, so it's not as bad.
I believe that's a reduced.
It's
Yeah,
reduced
it's-
now,
this
yeah.
is the last big year. They free up about 1.1 after the end of this year. So
Well, anyway. Yeah, the Wild. They looked good this season. They looked really good. Outside of the massive injuries they had in the middle of the season where, like, everyone got hurt,
yep.
they've been making it their way. I call them an eventual, like, a top 3 threat to the Central. But again, we're going to get to that later. It's just, the consistency of this team baffles me. For whatever reason. It's like, they, on paper, have a lot of good pieces, right? But it just, they can get as far as they can, and for years, Minnesota's always been the team that's kind of on the outside looking in. Finally, they're like, okay, we got it, we got this. And they look great post-injuries, everyone coming back. It just so happened that, like, the Blues decided to show up.
Yep.
Which makes their lives a little difficult, and I get that. But as far as the Minnesota Wild go, gentlemen, I give the floor to you. How do you guys feel about the Minnesota Wild right now going into next season?
I'm kind of left scratching my head, if I'm being honest. There were times last year where I watched that team play and went, who damn. Who would have saw this coming? This team they were going, they were buzzing. They looked so amazing. They were getting great goaltending from Gustafsson. They were getting really great offensive contributions. And then they got health bombed, and they really fell off. And I don't think they ever quite got back to the highs as what they were playing in the first half of the season. It's difficult. I feel like we haven't really talked about it, but it's evident with the Central Division that this division has some of the best teams to not make the playoffs in the NHL. And the Wild are one of those teams that's really difficult for me to give a stamp of you guys are next. They played great last year, but it's hard for me to... It's going to be difficult for me to confidently give them the 4 seed again in this division.
So I agree with Alex on this. So, I mean, now this is a fun fact for you. Kaprizov played 41 games this past year and put up 56 points, which was pretty impressive, actually. Like, on pace for 112. Like, that's phenomenal. However, like, I feel like there's a lot of older guys on the roster. I mean, you know, Foligno, Zuccarello, Tarasenko, like, they've done a really good job at, like, cutting the fat around that over the past 2 or 3 seasons, because it used to be really, really bad. But, I mean, even on your defensive side, Bogosian, Spurgeon, and they've gotten a lot younger, which I think is good. And I think that's going to be their pitch to keep Kaprizov is, look, we've gotten a lot younger, you know, even in the goalie department now, like, we got Fleury, and now we got Wallstat, who's ready to go, basically, and Gustafsson's in the last year of his contract. But I think they're going to be in the middle of the pack, probably, honestly, 4th or 5th place. But I think that's okay, because if they can convince Kaprizov to stay, they have a lot of cap space, and they have just a few guys they need to re-sign, all who are kind of young. Actually, really don't have anyone on the offensive side they need to re-sign besides Marco Rossi, which is a whole other conversation. But they're in a really good spot, like, to have a fun free agency next year, plus the cap going up. So it's like, if they can just get Kaprizov to buy in, I think this year's going to be kind of bad. They're not going to make the playoffs, but I really think the following year they'll have a lot of young guys who are ready. Those young guys who are currently playing are going to be better, and then you have a Kaprizov-led team with a bunch of young guys and high-value free agents rolling up.
Yeah.
So, but they just got to get through the season in one piece, and they've been pretty well coached last season. So I think it's interesting. Like, for a team that's kind of old and doesn't really have a lot of star talent, they only seem to be relevant. But I think they're going to just probably fall a little short this year.
There's a big possibility of that. I think the one thing that is important is the use of their cap space, right? Like, once a lot of old contracts are off the books, they're going to focus. And I do agree with you. Even if they land in, like, 4th or 5th, they're still in a spot where they can convince Kaprizov, like, hey, you know, if you stay, trust me, we can get top 3. We could even probably finish 2nd in the division. Like, we can contend for a cup if you are still here. That being said, there are swirlings of rumors all around, and Elliot Friedman has talked about this a lot, actually, on 32 Thoughts over the last little while this past season, that we could see a situation where Kaprizov becomes the new highest paid player in the league. Like, there's a situation where he could be making more than Draisaitl.
I think that's Friedman's prediction.
I believe so, yes. Yeah. I know, yeah, actually, no, you're right. It is Friedman's prediction that he will probably be, until McDavid signs his extension.
Correct.
Which, obviously, but that being said, a Kaprizov contract at, maybe 13, 14, maybe, the cap going up in the future, and it's going up exponentially, which is good for the league, and it's great for the Wild, because you have, luckily, Brock Faber's already signed to his extension, so you're good. Then you have the kids that are going to be coming up in the next 2 to 3 years, right? David Yurchek they acquire from Columbus. Zeev Buium, they've got waiting in the wings. He probably shows up in the AHL next year, probably makes the league halfway through, and then shows up at the show the next season. Like, Marco Rossi, also due for a contract. There's a lot of young guys in Minnesota that are going to be working their asses off to get a contract. And it's a matter of whether or not Minnesota can make those books work.
Yeah.
I think they can. But Kaprizov is obviously the big fish they got to deal with right now.
Well, so just for the sake of conversation, they have
$9.4
million right now.
Okay.
They still have to sign Rossi.
They still have to sign Rossi, yep.
which they might trade him. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
that's a whole other conversation. But for the sake of conversation, you free up $800,000 with Marcus Johansson this year.
Okay.
After this season, so next season you got that off the books. Next season you get 4.1 back because Zuccarello's off the books.
Okay.
You free up about 1.1 dead cap, as we talked about. You have Tarasenko this year. You free up 4.75. So I mean, you free up pretty much $8 million right there.
Yeah.
Plus $9 million, $10 million almost, just with that stuff. And it's like, you get another 1.2 from Bogosian.
Yep.
So you actually have some money to like
Play around with.
go.
No, yeah. Like you said earlier, Tyler, Minnesota has every possibility to be super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what the product's going to look like this year, but I think their number one goal this year is sell Kaprizov.
Exactly.
This is where he needs to stay.
Yeah.
So what they need to do is they need to set up a trade down the line. Hear me out.
No.
Where the Stars send Robo out of division, and then they bring Robo back. They have just for humor.
Just pull some Cold War stuff. Get Robo sent. Robo gets sent to Carolina, and then Carolina sends him to Minnesota.
God, that would be so funny.
The Hurricanes are just like, we did something.
Yeah, we're involved.
We're involved.
Wow, that was funny.
Oh God,
that would be a funny thing to imagine if they could orchestrate that. But
if Carolina pulled that off again, that'd be such a great time.
It wouldn't.
It'd be so funny.
There'd be somebody else.
If only. Exactly. It'd be somebody else. But that all to say, like, that is, with the Minnesota Wild right now, like, that is their big focus, is how do we convince Kirill Kaprizov to stay here? Because he's probably looking at other teams being like, ooh, they're good. They could use a really good winger. I'm a really good winger. Right?
Yeah.
But how does Minnesota go, hey, we know you're a really good winger. Please stay here.
Yeah.
Please.
I mean, those are the things the organization has to do. That's all the stuff that we
right.
don't have access to. That is the training facilities. That is how they take care of his family and his interests and how fit. Like
There's so much more than just the team that goes into trying to sell a superstar to stay.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I'll tell you what. One thing that they don't have to check off is they've got a fan base who will love him until the end of time.
Oh yeah.
So they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Speaking of fan bases, there's another really good one we should talk about.
There's another really good one we should talk about. We might as well talk about them. The St. Louis Blues, finishing with 96 points last season. Your leading scorers for the St. Louis Blues were Robert Thomas with 21 goals and 60 assists for 81 points. Jordan Kyrou, personally one of my favorite players in the league, with 36 goals. Love Jordan Kyrou. 36 goals, 24 assists, 70 points. And I was shocked when I saw this. Dylan Holloway. What a baller of a season for this guy. 26 goals, 37 assists for 63 points on the season after being acquired via offer sheet from the Edmonton Oilers. They are big out was Nick Leddy. It makes a difference-ish, we'll see. But the acquisitions they've made were Pius Suter, Nick Bjugstad, and Luff. How do you actually pronounce his last name? I don't know.
I think it's Luff.
It's Luff, isn't it? Yeah, not Loof. I guess not Loof. So the St.
I
Louis
thought this was a hockey podcast, not a music mastering podcast.
Jesus.
God damn it. So, the St. Louis Blues. Where do we start
Why
with
were
them?
we seeing Kyrou rumors this offseason?
Yeah.
Those made
Why
no
were we
sense.
none? No sense.
None. And they were like all the way up to like Friedman talking about it.
Yep.
Like, so that means there was smoke.
Yeah.
Friedman does not say
some kind of smoke, yeah.
Like, that's crazy. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, because I believe it was the Jordan Kyrou trade rumors where it started because someone misheard Elliot Friedman and shot the rumor from there, and then that caught smoke. And the next thing you know, everyone's talking about it to the point where Friedman goes, I didn't say that, but okay. Because, like, all of a sudden, if you guys remember, there were rumors, anyone that's listening, like, if there were rumors about Jordan Kyrou getting traded to, like, the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, I remember that.
To be the second line center for Demidov, and everyone's like, what the fuck, where did we get this from? Like, huh? Okay. Sure, but no. Like everything, like, leading up to the draft, right after the draft, after free agency, everyone's like, oh, Jordan Kyrou's going to the Canadiens, and everyone's like, who said that? And someone's like, Elliot Friedman. Elliot Friedman's like, I didn't say that, but okay, no, he's not. can we stop that now? Like, Jordan Kyrou's staying on the Blues.
Yep.
They're not giving him up.
No, he's sticking around.
Yeah, he's like the cornerstone. Well, he's one of the cornerstones of the Blues, right? I think with everything they went through this season, no one ever expects the Blues to be like good.
Yeah.
Like ever since they won the Cup, right? Like they've been fine, but they haven't been like a threat. And then, everything happens. Coaching changes. They acquired Jim Montgomery in the fucking fastest acquisition I've ever seen. The second Jim Montgomery gets axed, St. Louis is like, whoop, mine. And turns out that winning a trophy out of spite in Boston fuels Jordan Binnington more than anything. And the man decided to go on a tear in the back half of the season post Four Nations. With the Blues, it's all a matter really of stick to what you have, focus on that, and just grow from there. Like, I'm kind of happy they didn't do anything drastic this season. Please don't give up Jordan Kyrou, you fucking crazies. But I'm kind of happy that they're just sticking to where they are. Because the Blues know that they can be really good if they just get their act together. And I think having Jim Montgomery now for a full season, after the literal tear they went on in the league in the back half of this past season, we're going to see a little more of an aggressive... We're going to see some... I feel... Just like a thought, but I feel like we're going to get something closer to that Craig Berube Blues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
It's there. I mean, I think it's a... Montgomery cannot be undersold.
No.
He almost single-handedly turned that team around. I watched a lot of Cam Fowler on bad Anaheim teams.
Yeah.
And to see him start immediately producing and looking like himself in St. Louis, I was a little bit like... it was a little frustrating, but also like really exciting because Cam Fowler, when he's right, is phenomenal. And they pulled that out of him, and the way that team played hockey and bought in. And Binner is just a vibes guy.
Yeah,
he's just a vibes guy. If the team around him if the team around him feels like they're vibing in the locker room, I think Binner gets juice from that, and then he decides, I'm gonna go win the Four Nations tournament because I can. I'm gonna go win myself another cup because I'm bitter.
Because I can do it. Yeah, like not to derail because I do want to hear from Tyler on this, but the chances are Binnington's going to be named starting goalie for Team Canada at the Olympics, which that is a conversation we will be tackling as soon as we're done all this Central shit. But that's for another episode. And I keep joking with people. Someone please tell Jordan Binnington that for some reason the Winter Olympics in Italy have some ties to TD Garden, and that man will bring a shutout every single game. He will be Dominic Hasek meets like Ken Dryden. But that's the thing, right? Is Binnington's very much a vibes guy. He's very much on the whole like, my team's doing great. I'm just gonna pull off like the craziest thing you've ever seen. That's fine. So, yeah. St. Louis, please stay where you are. Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think looking at St. Louis's roster and money right now, man, like, they are a very well put together team. It's a really nice mix of guys who've been there for a while, guys who got traded or left in free agency from good teams, so they want to keep playing on good teams, so I think they bring in their A game, and then a bunch of young guys who are learning from pretty solid vets throughout the league. Are we talking like an Ovechkin or a Crosby? No, but we're talking about guys who've had like 35-year careers being fairly well known, all-stars, the whole nine yards. I mean, having Justin Falk in your locker room, Cam Fowler, Torrey Krug. I mean, those are guys you want your young guys being around, like Bukestad, Braden Shen. These are all just like, it just seems like a really good group of guys, and they're all bought into Jim Montgomery, and it's like, look, like, we're not the best roster in the league, but like, we're going to certainly play like we are, and they've really bought into that, and that's kind of seemed to have been their mindset, and I don't know, they probably just told Binnington every night they're playing at TD Garden, and everything's been working out, but like,
exactly.
I genuinely think it's like, are they going to go out and be the second team in the Central? No. But like, they'll probably, I could see them fighting for a wild card, or, being just, they're kind of just solid where they are. I don't see it. It's like,
now, granted, we talked about this with Winnipeg, but since the mention of their roster and all the guys they've got on there, that's truly just like, that's just a good time in that locker room. Could they make a run on just vibes? Because again, they did almost beat the Winnipeg Jets in the playoffs last season.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's the thing, is we talk about Winnipeg having such a well-constructed roster, but even for the Blues, where it's not the most star-studded roster in the world, but the fact that a roster of truly a bunch of guys that are very good in their own right, obviously, if they're NHL players, they have to be good, but very good in their own right, considering what the rest of the league has to offer, just figured out a way, said, hey, we can put it together, we can do what we need to do, and nearly took out the President's Trophy winning Winnipeg Jets in round one. Right? Who's to say that they can't do it again?
Yeah, it depends on who they find and where they seed and everything. I think these guys are going to be solid. I think they kept it simple, and that was what they needed to do.
Yeah.
I think we need to talk about the next team, really.
Yeah, we can. Tyler, would you like to talk about the next team?
I'd love to. So, they didn't do particularly well this season in sixth place, but I don't think that's going to be the case this year. You love them, historic franchise in the league, been around forever. The Utah Mammoth, because now they have a name.
They do.
They're not just Utah anymore. They're now the Mammoth. With 38 wins, 31 losses, 13 overtime shootout losses, for a grand old 89 points. Like, they were right behind the Blues, honestly. Leading goal scorer, Clayton Keller, 30 goals, 60 assists for 90 points. Logan Cooley, 25 goals, 40 assists for 65 points. Nick Schmaltz, 20 goals, 43 assists, 63 points. They lost some sad pieces like Josh Stone. That's kind of bad. Michael Kesselring, Marcelli. And then you bring in a couple okay guys, Kyler Yamamoto, Nate Schmidt, Brandon Tano, Jake McBain, and JJ Peterka. No one important.
Who?
But,
who was that last guy? JJ who?
Let me see if I can get it closer. JJ Peterka?
Uh-huh, yeah. He sounds familiar. Yeah, I think I know. Yeah.
But Buffalo?
No, they wouldn't trade a guy that good, would they?
No, never. The Sabres? What?
So, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I've really liked this team since. I mean, I love the Yotes. Yusuf knows my heart to the Yotes. I used to watch every game Mike Smith played in goal.
It is the strangest fascination with a team I've ever seen. Where, like, we'll be talking about something, and Tyler will be like, man, the Arizona Coyotes have really impressed me. I'm like, they lost, 9 in a row. What are you fucking talking about?
Dude, the Yotes circa, 2014. Mike Smith and goal, I was like, these are the guys. This is the team I need to root for.
And then they fell off a fucking cliff.
Yeah, dude, Mike Smith was that good. But,
not good.
So, I don't know, since they got to Utah, though, it's like they took a lot of big swings last year. They got Sergachev and a couple other guys, and I think this is just continuing that route. I think they're like, look, they have ownership that cares. They're renovating the stadium. They have cheap concessions. They got the fans bought in. They understand what they're doing, and they're like, look, obviously the owners have been in professional sports before, and it's just look, we're going to have fun with this. We have a plan, and, they're not messing around. They're trying to be a competitive team. And I think last year it's wow, they took a step in the right direction. And then it's this year it's okay, now they're actually getting serious. Clayton Keller having a 90-point season to me is okay, we're actually getting somewhere now. So I don't know. I'm pretty hot on the Mammoth this year. Yeah, the name is great.
Okay, I'm glad this should be interesting. So you talked about it, Tyler. They're doing a lot of the right things, a lot of the things that they need to be doing to be in a new market and to be caring and to really show they're putting in the effort to be competitive, and they're doing the right things. Keller, Cooley, Peterka. Awesome. Right? I have this weird thing with this team. Where I can't help but watch them play and smell frauds. I cannot get behind the Utah Mammoth. I just can't bring myself to do it. They have all the top end talent. It doesn't make any sense. I am not being logical. But when I watch them play hockey, I can't. I just can't. I mean, I saw these guys multiple times last season. I watched them a lot. I just can't do it. I just can't, like, they're doing the right things. They're probably going to be on the edge, but, like, I don't know. I still see a little bit of Coyote in them.
I was not expecting that at all.
Okay, well, I'm hurt. I took that
I
personally.
that gotta hurt. Like I was like, oh
No, this is a me. This is Alex is sitting in the third level of Honda Center and he's watching the Utah Hockey Club play, and I think I got convinced by my own fandom that this team isn't going to be good. I have this like. I'm not trying to like make a hot take and be controversial about this team.
No, but
I have this weird mental aversion to believing that they are going to be good. If you took this roster and just slapped a different logo, I think I'd be in. I think I'm sick in the head. I don't know.
I think so. I think you might actually be going crazy. I don't know what to think now.
I also don't like the uniforms. Like, I just...
Bro,
What?
Alex,
How are you so bored?
God.
I've been with you the past 3 episodes. Oh my lord.
My Utah takes.
Well,
they're ruining
guys,
me.
if the next episode we do, you notice Alex is missing. You know why. Tyler found him and killed him.
I'm taking this personally. This is really this is unfortunate.
Really? You don't like the uniforms?
Oh my lord.
Boring. They're just
Black and powder blue. That's amazing. They look great.
No. Okay. I should. The uniform take is more nuanced than everything
Okay,
else.
fine.
Everything
yeah.
else is not very nuanced. Like the on ice hockey product, I just
Sure.
don't like it. They don't play a style of hockey that I see and go, yes, that's it. Do this, despite having really exciting top end talent.
Right.
The uniform thing. Let me just. It feels too safe. It feels too safe. We got
okay,
the
I see.
the NHL is a space where some of the most creative and risk taking jerseys in the league. Especially, or sorry, not in the league, but compared to like other sports, other pro sports, I think NHL teams take more chances, despite having 6 jerseys that everyone points at and says you can never touch those.
Right. Yeah.
We look at, I don't know, Utah Hockey Club. I mean, it just felt like they went.
What do you mean
I
you
mean-
can't touch any of the jerseys?
I wasn't even going to bring that one up. I was going to bring up the other, like, one of Tyler's legitimately favorite things they've ever done, which is also one of my favorite things, the purple space goat.
Yes.
Yeah.
See? Look at this man's eyes light up.
Yeah,
It's insane. I don't get it.
So like,
Love this team.
so
I don't know
like,
why.
I just feel like, I mean, now they have a mascot. Now they have some branding. They're going to go for it. I felt like the hockey club branding was like too generic. If I'm being honest, it felt a little Utah.
Okay, I can kind of
Like,
understand that part.
They're just,
But even then, it's like...
every part of me as a sports fan looks at what their ownership is doing, and what and like everything, how they run the team, and I go, yes, it's like I am maybe. It's
is
like
insanity.
seeing a bunch of I don't know why for this just team I can't comprehend facts. They're just gonna have to play on the ice, and I'll get proved wrong this year, and it'll be
we'll
fine.
have to take you
but-
to a different arena to watch him or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
so.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the
Honda
lighting
Center,
in
like,
Honda
yeah,
Center or something.
Maybe he's getting a
It
little
was,
paranoid.
it was
like-
watching Leo Carlson absolutely murder them that
that'll
just
do
convinced
it.
me this is a
Okay.
bad hockey team.
So,
Okay, so
I'm gonna get my point in.
yeah,
'Cause
please.
I had a whole thought process of what
Yeah,
I was
please.
gonna say.
I'm putting down
not
the mic.
even kidding. I had
Tread
like,
lightly. You
like,
tread light.
Hold on. I had like a whole thing in my head. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm talking about. Like all this. Okay, they're tackling these points. Cool. I kind of want to focus on this. And then Alex said this, and I'm like, well, that's all fucking thrown out the window now. God damn it. Like, dude, Clinton Keller's like one of the best wingers in the league. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you on? Like, part of me though kind of feels your skepticism. Maybe not frauds, but the fact that they're gonna put Keller, Cooley, and Paterka together is that's a first line that could rip
Okay.
up half the league. But
That's one line.
it's one line.
That's one line.
It's one line.
I'm with you. Not to derail you. But they got Dylan Gunther.
I know. I was about to bring up Dylan Gunther, and I love Dylan Gunther.
Yeah, they got guys, man. And
They do.
Jake McCabe had a good season last year.
Yeah,
McBain,
like-
like
I can't argue with you.
Right. But
I can't. I'm just telling you guys how I feel.
Here's how I feel. I'm so... I don't even know the word I'm looking... Flabbergasted by this, Alex? Oh, this feels like a betrayal. Yeah, oh my goodness. I've never seen Tyler so hurt.
I'm really upset.
He's like actually visibly upset by this. Holy shit.
I'm distraught. I'm about to go for a walk after this.
Yeah, maybe take the dogs out, fuck it. Like, holy shit. Oh my god. I was gonna say, before Alex decided to throw the craziest take I think I've heard all day, the Utah Mammoth are kind of in a situation where they are they're the latest new team in the league. Yeah, it's not an expansion team. It's just a relocation, realistically-ish, kind of. But yeah, it's not an expansion. It's just a relocation. I'm sorry, Tyler just wrote Alex Joe's violence in our fucking chat. I'm just like, you fuckers. If I am the Utah Mammoth, and I feel like they are looking at this, I feel like Ryan Smith and his management are looking very closely. They're looking at the Seattle Kraken, and they're looking at the Vegas Golden Knights. And they're looking at both those teams and going, okay, what did a certain team do right, and what did a certain team do not so right? Do they want to be a team that is contending like crazy, like the Vegas Golden Knights? Probably not, right? That's too much of a risk for what they're trying to do, especially with the kind of team they have. They're all young. It doesn't really work that way, right? Do they want to be focusing on being lower down the line, figure that out from there? Again, probably not, because I feel like Ryan Smith believes that this team can actually do well in this division and in this league, especially you look at that pool of talent.
Because they can.
It's because they can, but some people here apparently don't fucking believe that, Alex. That being said, I think the Mammoth are going to be very patient for the next season or two. Now, Grant, yes, they went out when they relocated. They got John Marino. They got Mikhail Sergachev, right? They got their next big name forward for the team. They got JJ Peterka. There's a few other holes that they definitely need to fill up, but I think that the Mammoth are going to be very patient in how they go about it. All that to say, we're probably going to end up seeing them at not the bottom of the barrel, but in the lower bracket of NHL teams this season, just because, yes, while they are good and they have a great pool of young talent, it kind of sometimes feels like that Coyotes curse is still around them, and I think Ryan Smith is doing everything he can to get out of it. I think where the patience plays in. Hold on. I didn't say what fucking Alex over here said. I'm just saying.
Just wait till they sign McDavid next year. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord. I mean, and there's the thing, right? It's like they have the cap space to do something ridiculous.
Yeah,
we talked about this earlier when, as we brought back the spot. They realistically had the cap space to be like, Marner, come here. They didn't, but they had the money to do it.
Yeah.
They could if they want to, right?
I will happily be wrong about this team.
Sure.
I was trying to... I probably voiced what is a rational take very irrationally. That I am a fan, and sometimes fans see things they hate, and they just can't get behind it.
It's fine.
And here we are. I didn't call them the Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
God forbid.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have some.
God forbid.
They have a lot of really exciting, good things happening there.
They do.
But I think there is positive stuff.
Yes,
and I think that.
Yeah, they're just frauds, Alex. I
heard
the word.
We went from Connor Hellebuck fraud watch to Utah Mammoth fraud.
Look, I'm just saying, you go around other early preseason rankings, and a lot of people have this team stamped playoffs. And I'm trying to just say,
okay,
maybe slow your roll a little bit.
Like I said, I think patience is the name of the game that Ryan Smith is playing as now that he's gotten the team into Utah. And to Tyler's point, right? Like, he's trying to do everything. What is it? I think Dangle said it best on an episode of the STP a while ago with him and Adam and Jesse. Utah's in the courting phase right now of dating. They're trying to do all these things that look appealing, all these things that look attractive, and go, hey, what's up? Look what we've got. We're renovating the stadium. We got a fucking Mammoth on our jersey now. We got lower concessions. Like, they're trying to build a fan base. They're trying to build, like Ryan Smith has said this publicly. I'm paraphrasing, but he's trying to properly build like a proper like family-oriented fan base in Utah, right? That focuses on, the future of this team being in Utah. That focuses on the now, getting people into the arena, getting that fan base going, right? They're very much in the courting phase of this right now, and it again, patience. When they do turn that dial, and when they do is when they start spending all their fucking cat money, that's when we see the Mammoth really take off. But I think for right now, especially with what they have, because that's another enticing thing, to not so much casual fans, because they won't understand it, but if they see the on-ice product, if they're coming to games, because again, low concessions, low ticket prices, right? They're seeing this on-ice product in Utah. They're seeing a Clayton Keller, a Logan Cooley, a fucking Dylan Genther, Simashev when he eventually makes a team, right?
Iginla.
Oh god, TJ Ginley, yeah. Like they're seeing all this. Caleb Denoye, like these guys, right? They're going, they're fun to watch. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna stick to the Utah Mammoth. We're gonna stick to being fans of this team, and hopefully the correlation of bigger fan base in the team leads to better vibes in the locker room, which then leads to a more positive environment in Utah, which eventually breaks the Coyotes' curse, and then we see Utah do good. But again, the key word I'm trying to harp on here is patience. That's it with the Utah Mammoth. You can stay down below in the bottom tier of the league all you want, but so long as they are making moves step by step and not trying to rush anything, they'll be fine. And not frauds.
All right, I have one fun fact, and then we can move on to the next team. The Utah Mammoth's opening night was the highest recorded alcohol sales in that stadium. I just want to point that out because I think that's really funny.
In Salt
Utah.
Lake?
Yeah. Yeah, their opening night last year was the most they've ever sold at a game, like between the Jazz and now that, or concerts and everything. Yeah, they broke the stadium record for alcohol sales, their opening night, which is fantastic.
Which is incredible, yeah.
So,
In the state that brought you dirty sodas?
yes.
Yeah.
They broke.
Like,
well, it was like
Mormon country?
It was their own stadium record, but yes, like it's still very fascinating.
No, but
Yes.
that's the thing, though. It's their own stadium record, again, in Mormon country.
Yeah, no, look, you gotta buy into the Mammoth Valley.
They should just do an alternate jersey that's the old super colorful Yotes jersey.
They
And
should
then
do a
I'll
purple Space Mammoth.
Yes,
Yes, they should do a purple
Yes.
Space. They need to do it. Come on, Ryan Smith.
I'm so mad I didn't buy one of those. All right, we should get to the next team.
Okay, Tyler, would you like to also talk about this next team, since it is very near and dear to your heart?
They're definitely, certainly a pain in the ass. All right, your, everyone's
Ugh.
Nashville Predators. All right, they finished abysmally bad. They were 30 wins, 44 losses, and 8 overtime shootout losses. I want to point out they were bad. They had 68 points. The Mammoth had 89. They had 68 points. That's a large gap for those playing at home. Forsberg was our leading goal scorer, apparently. It didn't look like it. 31 goals, 45 assists, 76 total points. This is the drop-off that we all have been waiting for. Jonathan Marchessault, 21 goals, 35 assists for a grand total of 56 points. Oh, it gets worse. Steven Stamkos and Ryan O'Reilly were tied with 53 points for third. We had Stammer's 27 goals, 26 assists, and 0 defense played. And O'Reilly's 21 goals, 32 assists for, once again, 53 points. All right, our outs, Hansel, Colton Sissons. No, we're going through this. Jeremy Lauzon, Michael Delgaizo. And, we looked at last season and said, man, we got 68 points. What can we do to fix this? Eric Holla comes to mind, apparently. And Haig, or Hogue, however you pronounce it.
Nick
and
Haig,
and then
Haig.
Peebo. Peebo?
I actually don't know
I
how
have no idea how to pronounce it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they looked at all that. Somehow, still, by the way...
Perbix? Herbix, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That sounds
Maybe.
close. We have $9.3 million in cap still. I kind of think last year was so bad they said, well, it can't possibly be that bad if we run it back. So I kind of think that's what they're doing. However, I did meet Barry Trotz at the airport at the end of the season last year. And it was the happiest. I literally was crying. I was so happy. I was like, it's Barry Trotz. And I was like, it's Barry Trotz. And I went up and I told him, I was like, I've obsessed over your entire career. And I was probably really weird at like 5 a.m. And we talked hockey because I was flying up to New York, New Jersey to go watch some hockey in Philadelphia. And it was very interesting. It was just a great conversation. I honestly, like, I love Barry and I love the Preds. I'm upset with last season. But I don't know. Can they be that bad twice? He says as a Jets football fan.
I mean, what a weird year.
You want to talk
What a
about,
weird year.
right? Like you want to talk about teams that do such insane moves that on paper they should be a cup contender by now.
Okay.
And then they just fucking died.
So I went through this twice last year. So that's the thing you don't remember. So this time last year, Aaron Rodgers is healthy.
Yeah.
The Jets are going to win the Super Bowl. Best defense. The offense will be great. The Preds signed Stamkos. So it's like, well, man, I got to go to 2 parades. Like, this is going to be amazing.
The amount of texts I would get from Tyler on a weekly fucking basis.
Coming off the
the
Rangers, like, playoff loss to the Panthers. It's like, well, they got to do good this year. Didn't. And it's like, the Predators go outside. All these guys like, well, they got to be good this year. No. And then, like, they were far worse. And it's like, when the Jets got Aaron Rodgers, he's healthy. It's like, all right, we got this now. So it's like, I've been on that for three teams last year. Like, sports and me were not getting along.
Famously, when the Predators landed Jonathan Marchessault and Steven Stamkos in free agency, I get a text from Tyler, and again paraphrasing because I'm too lazy to pull this up right now, going, so I'll see you at the parade next year.
And I think I screamed when I saw this because I knew the Ducks were super in on Marchessault, and it essentially came down to Anaheim
I didn't think I felt because the Red Wings were in on Stamkos.
And then they just got everybody.
Yeah.
They just got everybody. And
They got Brady Shea, too. We forgot about fucking Brady Shea.
We
That
hammered
was last
everybody.
year, yeah.
That was last year. Yeah, that was in that
Everybody
whole-
hammered. You guys are going into the playoffs. Amazing. You guys just
Yeah,
went on
Yeah, right?
canceled the U2 concert,
Yep.
went on a heater, made
Yep.
the playoffs, looked awesome, won the offseason, signed everybody, and then proceeded to
Not play hockey.
not break 70 points.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a head scratcher. But and then here's the thing: is what could they have done this season? Blow it up? They could have
There were rumors about that, though.
shredded.
That's the craziest
moved everybody
part
out for parts,
is-
right? That's one thing they could have done. But they
Right.
committed so much term to these guys, so much term to these professional NHL players.
Yeah.
Not prospects, not like guys
Also,
who
like-
hadn't proved it. Proven players.
Yeah.
They committed a ton of money in term to, and it blowing up in their face last year didn't work out, but
No.
blowing it up immediately, I think, sets them up for a very, very dark rebuild period. So it's kind of like you got to see what you got.
And honestly, coming off the end of this season, like a lot of stuff, like health issues with Roman Josi and stuff came to light that they were talking about, and he was going
Right,
through a lot
yeah.
of like health treatments and stuff. So it's like he should be back to form, and obviously, like once again, you pay your best player, and your best player should be good. He's going to come back. I mean, if he's healthy, he'll be electric. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be as bad this year. I really just
They
don't.
can't be.
They literally have too much
They
talent. to be
could
this bad.
not be, yeah. It is baffling that a team where your top forwards are Philip Forsberg, Jonathan Marchessault, Steven Stamkos, your top defensemen are Brady Shea, Roman Josi, and you have UC Saros.
Yeah, it's
In no world should that team be anything less than third in your division.
I mean, Soros had a bad year.
He did, and Saros had a
He
very
did not look
Trust
good
me,
last year.
I was at a couple of the games. I think it was like 20, but
Yeah, I think 20.
something
Probably.
like that. It was an absurd amount of hockey games, quite literally. But I'd go to them again. I'm going to.
I don't know.
A lot of the goals were on him. I mean, honestly, like
No.
I'm biasly saying that, but like also it's like, I'm sorry, 3-on-1s aren't fun. 2-on-0s aren't fun, and it's like, what do you want when there's a guy wide open in the slot waiting by no one covering him, and a pass with no one covering him gets there? It's like, well, shit, man, come on, like, and that was pretty much the entirety of last season. Granted, there were some bad ones, but like, Hellebuck. No, I don't know. I just don't think they could be this bad. Like, I truly don't. They got Haig now, and they got the guy whose name I can't pronounce.
Perfect.
Yeah, that guy.
Nah.
So, I mean, I don't know. That helps solidify
what
their
about
defense.
Eric Holla?
I hate Eric Hall. I have so much disdain for that man.
Jesus Christ.
I have such a unique memory from this team last year. I don't know, Tyler, I don't think we were talking at the time, but I know I was with Yusuf. So I went to a game, Nashville in Anaheim.
Oh,
and that
Jesus,
game
this.
proceeded to be one of the most fun nights I've ever been at a hockey game.
So what was the score, like 15-2 or something? Like,
No, it was five. It was five. Ducks won 5-2.
oh wow, okay.
It was they got scoring across the sheet, no crazy hat tricks, but McTavish had a pretty greasy goal that looked awesome. But I missed it because I had been pulled by the production team to the back side of the Honda Center, and I was in the Zamboni tunnel when that happened because I got to go play an on ice game.
That's so
during
much fun.
this game, and so we played on ice sumo.
Oh, that's
we
fun.
put on like these bubble balls, and then I matched up against a guy who had played hockey for 18 years.
Oh, that's good.
And I got pummeled. It was
Yeah,
not
I
even.
c-
close.
I could-
It went badly.
Yeah.
It went badly, but super fun. And I got into like an edit. They made like a promotional edit at the end of the year, and I made it. And I made the cut, and I was like,
Yeah.
hell yeah! I got pancaked so hard, I made the cut. Anyways, the only connection to that and the Nashville Predators, they were playing that game.
Yep.
And that's all Alex can remember.
And that's Alex's whole feeling on the Predators organization. Wow, they were bad, but man, I was on TV. Like,
So it's so weird for the Predators that, like, you can't call it a gamble because their three major acquisitions last offseason are three highly respected players in their own right. Brady Shea is one of like the most highly regarded defensemen in the league. Partly, I think, because he was partnered with Jacob Slavin, but we're not going to get into that conversation right now, are we? And then you have, Cup winner Jonathan Marchessault, and you have two-time Cup winner Steven Stamkos, right?
this
Both
would
great
be
players
like
in their own right.
this would be like signing a 4-time MVP to play quarterback or something.
Yeah, and him tearing his Achilles on his first game. No, imagine one snap in, oops. Who would that ever happen to, though?
Yeah, I know. So anyway, continuing.
Continuing on, though, to my point. None of this seemed like a gamble
No, it wasn't.
when they did it, right? Everyone talked about that. The fact that the Predators, under everyone else's noses, pulled off Shea, Marchessault, and Stamkos within the span of like a few hours when free agency hit. Everyone went, okay, this team already looks good as it is. You have three bona fide stars. Granted, aging, but bona fide stars. There's no way they can fuck this up. And then, well, we all saw what happened. That being said, something I wanted to kind of talk about too, and I brought this up earlier, was at some point this season, there were conversations. Barry Trotz did talk about, like, I could blow this up now if I want to. In the middle of the season. Like, it's not working the way I expected it to. It's not working the way anyone expected it to, right? Like, what do you do as an NHL GM when you pull off that, and then it just blows up right in your face immediately, right? Like, you kind of have to have a little bit of skepticism there, like, you kind of have your doubts, but there's just no way they can be this bad again. Because if they are, at that point, what do? Blow up the team?
I think restraint is actually a really smart move here.
I think so.
Because you have to if it's gonna continue to not work out, you have to allow the assets, the aging assets especially, to show they have value in the tank. And if they can on ice demonstrate some value and give them an opportunity to earn you something, because if you show them last year of Steven Stamkos isn't getting traded for very much.
Right.
Well, I think the other big, thing that me and Yusuf hark on a lot, and it's come up a couple times in this conversation, and I'm going to use St. Louis as the prime example here, is I really wanted Andrew Brunette to be the coach of the Rangers when that whole coaching cycle was going, and we got Peter Laviolette, which worked out wonderfully, because we got Mike Sullivan. So, because we hired Laviolette, it worked out. I wanted Brunette because he did a really good job making a lot of the guys in New Jersey good. Or were they just really that good? And he did a job filling in for the Panthers when the whole Quintonville situation was going on. And it's like, I really wanted Burnett. I honestly thought he was really good at making the Panthers. Like, he got the Panthers through kind of a weird situation, like, all things considered. He might just not be the guy. I mean, honest to God, like, he could just maybe not be good for the veteran team that is the Preds. Like, they're a pretty vet-heavy team. Like, yes, they got a lot of young guys, too. But, like, maybe they need a little bit louder of a voice, a little bit kind of more old-school coach or something, and maybe that's part of the issue, which is probably why they didn't blow it up.
Tyler, I have a great idea.
Yeah.
Gerard Gallant.
I think he's coaching in the K, and I kind of think he should stay there.
Jesus.
I don't like Gallant.
I know you don't.
Where is he?
Oh, maybe he is in the K.
I'm actually not too unsure of that. What are you doing?
Right, at this point. But yeah, it's the Predators do all this only to see it blow up, right? And Andrew Brunette probably might not be the guy, but that's on Barry Trotz to figure out who can be the guy. Because I'm going to be honest here, I feel like the only coach I can think of off the top of my head that actually could be very beneficial to the Predators right now in this current state is Barry Trotz. He's kind of busy being their GM now.
Gallant is in the K, by the way. I just want to point
Just so we can fact check that. Just to make sure that Tyler's hopes and dreams have come alive. That Gerard Gallant is nowhere near a North American hockey team.
Thank God.
But yeah, Torts is looking for a job.
No.
He likes old guys.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? Oh God, Torts. Oh.
Imagine Torts in the K.
Yeah, like, you know, the only coach I can think of, and Tyler, I kind of want your opinion on this. The only coach I can think of that could really work for a veteran-heavy team like the Predators right now is a Barry Trotz. But Barry's too busy being your GM right now. And any disciple of Barry hasn't really been that successful. So.
Yeah.
It's a little difficult.
Yeah.
I think the Predators will find their way. As to what way that is, who the fuck knows at this point?
Well, it's either up or they can only move one spot down because that's our last team.
Well, I doubt they're going to be...
I doubt they're going to find a way to be worse.
Yeah.
I highly doubt they are going to find any possible method or anything. Like, even if they had a curse put on them, nothing can be worse than what's left to talk about. Yeah. And since we're already there, we might as well segue.
You start talking about it, Yusuf. You get it kicked off.
The Chicago Blackhawks. They finished with how many points? I don't really care. Who was their leading scorers? God knows at this point. Who were their leading
Dave
scorers?
Matthews Band Tour Bus.
The Dave Matthews Band Tour Bus was their leading scorer. Carter Beauford had 14 goals. Dave Matthews had 25 assists. Okay, seriously, the Chicago Blackhawks, your leading scorers were, in no particular, but in particular order, Connor Bedard, the chump. What the fuck?
Figured it was good for
I
the
hate
topic.
this team so much, man.
I still
Fuck. Connor Bedard had 23 goals, 44 assists. Red Wings legend, by the way. 23 goals, 44 assists for 67 points. Ryan Donato had 31 points, 31 assists for 62 points. And Teuvo Teravainen, who I forget is on the Blackhawks. Jesus Christ. Yeah. 15 goals, 43 assists. 43 assists for 58 points. They lost Joe Veleno. Darn. And they got two major pieces that they really need. Andre Burakovsky and Sam Lafferty.
Now, I didn't put it on there because it was technically in the season, but I mean, they did get Spencer Knight.
They did also get our son Spencer Knight, yes.
Yes.
They did get our child.
Our sweet child.
And they did also finally get rid of Peter Mrazek.
Finally.
So, yeah, finally. Took them long enough.
So they got a goal now.
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
I think Spencer's going to be great for him.
No,
but,
if it's fun.
So...
They have $18.6 million, by the way.
In cap space?
Yes.
Great. That's enough
because they're not paying anybody, but yes.
Exactly.
Where do we Bedard?
Where
do we start?
Maybe?
Well,
does he hold off and demand a trade? Okay,
no,
Tyler,
no.
go.
All seriously, I don't. It's gonna be a tough year for this team.
again.
I think
Again.
they need to keep trying to find identity and keep trying to see if any of the pieces that they've been stockpiling can show up and give Connor some help. But I don't have much else to say other than of most of the previews we've been doing. I think point totals can go up. It's hard to say. It's hard to say the Blackhawks are going to find a way to get less points, but I think they might.
They have a lot of youth, and that's something they can look forward to in about 5 years. But until then, they have to pay Bedard next year so he doesn't leave.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Imagine the offer sheet on that.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, God.
On the plus side, they can pay him quite literally $18 million, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
they could do it right now if they wanted to.
So, let's see. I mean, let's just keep it easy.
Yep.
They went out and they decided they were going to help Bedard. So they got Sam Lafferty and Burakovsky to do literally nothing to help Bedard.
To any shape or form. Yeah.
They are filling roster spots to let the young guys develop. I mean, that's what this year is. This is a developmental year. It's what it's going to unfortunately be. They have a lot of young guys who are doing really good in the AHL team. What is it? The Ice Hawks?
The Rockford Ice
Hawks, yeah. And they're doing really well. And I think they just want to bring them up and kind of let them see what they have. They now have a goalie, which probably wins you about 5-10 more games than you won last year. So that puts them at 70-ish points. However, I just don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just...
It's sad.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, there's just like, I mean, there are some bright spots. Like Alex Vlasic's very good. That's like a huge, good young guy. Artem Lushanov is very good. Like they have a lot of bright spots.
Oh yeah, like that's the thing is,
it's just they have to suffer for like 2-3 more years.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Blackhawks is they have been getting a lot of stuff. They have so much stuff in their organization right now, right? They've got Artem Levshunov, right? They have Kevin Korchinski. They have Frank Nazar. They drafted fucking Anton Frundell. Like,
yeah, like
they have stuff. They have
5 years.
Name, Stamo
It's gonna be
Benacker or
awesome.
whatever his last name. Right. In 5 years, it's going to be great. However, this is about to be the most painful 5 years of your lives.
Yeah.
And that, again, leads to the Bedard conversation. Well, not really a conversation.
Yeah.
It's just like, he's going to stay, but it's going to be really tough for him for a while.
Yeah. And you hope for the best for a talent like Bedard.
Yeah.
You hope for the best. It's kind of hard. Like, is his development going to be stunted by having to do what he does? Genuine question.
Part of me, I want to answer that quickly because I feel like this season was not telling of it, but it kind of showed that you can tell the vibes in Chicago are kind of getting to him because he's been a little more aggressive this season and not in a good way.
Yep.
Both with how he responds to media and how he's been playing on the ice. Like, yeah, he's still got a great shot. He's still an incredible player. But there were games at the tail end of the season where he's getting fucking pulled.
Yep.
Like, he's getting majors for trying to scrap with people. And it's like, dude, that's not what you should be doing. I get it. It's difficult in Chicago right now.
Yep.
With the rebuild, with the reputation that organization unfortunately has brought upon themselves over the years, but you've got to hopefully be that shining beacon in the windy city to be like, we can push through this.
Did they change coaches this year?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, they hired a new coach. Did you see
No.
Yeah.
I know who they hired. Do you remember who they hired?
Their new coach?
Yeah.
Torts. I don't remember. It's not
damn it.
Torts. I know it's not Torts.
Who did they hire?
You're gonna love it.
No.
You're gonna love it. Look it up.
No, not Blash. Oh my god.
So,
They're screwed.
yeah, it's gonna be a long year.
It's gonna be a long year. Oh god, it's Jeff Blashill. Yeah.
Yeah.
My whole thing is with Chicago is I'm not doubting their front office right now because I think they're trying to make whatever like smart moves they can. And fucking Kyle Davidson over there, you know, Kyle from Chicago. Remember that, Tyler?
Yep.
That fucking street interview.
Oh,
Hilarious. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I think he's trying to be patient with how they want to build this team because it's difficult, right? Like, yeah, you have should be a once in a generational player. He's not really playing like that, which sucks. But that's partly because you're just not putting the right things around him right now while you wait for the other guys to get ready. Right? Now, obviously, people are like, oh, what if they get Gavin McKenna? What if they get Gavin McKenna? They're still going to suck for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's great they'll have two scorers who can help each other out, and then the other, 21 guys will be trying their best. Like, I mean, not trying to be funny, but
and
I think when we get to our standings here in a minute, I think we'll all agree on the last team, and I think it'll be wildly different.
And then it'll be, who knows?
Yeah.
But, yeah, with the Blackhawks, it's just, I don't know where you go from there. Alex, anything?
I mean, I'm hoping for the best for Bedard, and just hope it's good. But it's going to be, right? That's it. It's going to be a really tough year.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really long, ugly year, reminiscent of the Ducks team that tanked to try and get him and then lost the lottery. Bad. I'm still not. No, we have Leo, so.
Yeah, you got Leo out of it. So
we're good. What a good draft class. We've been talking about this whole thing.
Even Columbus, like, they should be complaining. They got Fantilli out of that. Like, are you kidding me?
Yep.
Like, damn.
Very good draft class. It's proven to be a very good one. So. Anyways, back to Chicago. It's just there's not much to say other than they're 4 or 5 years out, and they have to find a way to make things somehow better for Connor.
Yeah.
Just to make it a salvageable situation. Because if they don't get that extension done and it gets, I mean, he'll stay. They'll pay the money to keep him, but you just have to solve the situation before that. You know, get the extension done sometime during the season. Prove to him it's going to be okay.
Right, but that's going to be, we talked about this.
I don't know, but that should be the goal.
We talked about it with Minnesota. In how do you convince Kirill Kaprizov to stay? And I feel like it's a lot easier said than done with Minnesota. With Chicago, it's no offense, but like I know Connor Bedard's public about it. Like, yeah, I want to stay here. Blah blah blah. When you know you're that good, and everyone knows Connor Bedard can be that good. He just hasn't been able to show it because he fucking plays in Chicago. How do you convince yourself to stay? Never mind, how does the organization? Well, yeah,
getting really philosophical here, but
right.
That's the kind of thing only an NHL. I think he needs a really good, assuring vet.
Yeah,
to kind of, who he needs? He needs a Joe Thornton to go room with.
They got him Nick Foligno. That didn't work apparently. Like,
clearly Joe Thornton's doing wonders for Celebrini. So
yeah. Hilarious.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know. You need like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, Jonathan Quick took in Matt Rempe. I mean, that really seemed to work. So I mean, like,
yeah, like I know getting Nick Foligno and having him be the captain of the Blackhawks right now, while they wait for Connor to be ready. What if shot in the dark here? What if that's just what Connor needs? Give him the captaincy, right? Give him the captaincy while he's young. Is he too young for it? I don't know. But what if that's the changing point? That he proves to himself that he can do it, that he can be he can stay in Chicago long term.
It's not a great comp, but there are other captains who were given the captaincy early, and then we saw them blossom.
Yes,
I think of Nick Suzuki. It's not a one-to-one comp at all.
Not a crazy comp, but yeah.
But he got bestowed the captainship early,
yes.
And then gave us another level.
He's arguably one of the best centers in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
I think to that point too, and I will finish this here. You look at the other generational first overall picks that were named captain when they were young, Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid. I'm looking at you too. And Connor Bedard's kind of in that conversation of someone who could be and should be a generational talent. Right? Anyway.
He's 20. Give him a day. Give him time.
Give him a year. Give him a couple years. It'll be fine.
I'm trying to rank in my head right now. This is very hard, by the way.
I'm doing this on the fly. I'm not even going to bother thinking. This is going to be hard.
Okay, well, I'll happily take the 8th team first.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Hawks in last. I think that's a really safe...
What?
Yeah, I know. I'm sure Alex.
Oh my God.
Alex probably has Utah, but I'm going to go with the Hawks.
Alex
No, I have the Hawks at 8.
Okay, so
great.
at least that's something we are unanimously agreeing
Okay,
on.
so who would like to go with 7 first? Because
It gets harder.
it gets really hard.
Oh, yeah.
Someone go.
Sorry, I'll go
Alex.
first. Nashville.
Okay,
I'm fine with that.
I have the Wild.
Why?
Because they're old. Like, honestly, they're old, they didn't do anything, and they're older. Like,
Okay,
honestly,
when you put it that way, sure.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
I think the Preds will turn around. I think other teams have gotten better, and they didn't do anything. Like, genuinely, they didn't do a thing
No.
to, like,
Not
really
really.
impress me. And I think, I mean, I don't remember the points differentials on some of these teams is, but, like, I don't know, they were 1 point ahead of St. Louis from being in 5th, and they were only about 5 games away from Utah. I don't really think, I don't know, I think the Wild are good, but I think they're also old. I think the whole Fleury thing really kept them alive last year, like just the vibes.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Yusuf, who's your 7?
Utah.
Okay. All right.
Utah.
You guys sewered me for this, and I'm gonna have
Yes,
them
we
higher.
did.
Okay.
We did.
All right.
You know what? I'm going to be completely honest with you here. You've got to your point. We did sewer you. However, how fucking ever. Oh my God. You look at that team and you're like, okay, they can do things. However, I'm like, wait, isn't their goaltender still Carl Vamelka? They're fucked.
All
And
right.
plus, like, here's the other thing too. Here's the other thing too. I brought this up. I am like speaking like the prayers of God about this man Ryan Smith and how like patient he's trying to be with the team. This coming draft class is going to be really interesting, and I feel like he knows that, and his scouts know that. And if they can't land Gavin McKenna, they're going to go for the next fucking best thing. They might just say fuck it this year and do whatever they can to either grab McKenna or what the fuck is his name? The other big name prospect of the beginning. But I just think for some reason
don't
Utah.
think that's hockey. I just don't think teams do that.
I know.
Like,
I hate when it happens.
I don't
I
see
hate
that.
it. I hate it. It's definitely not hockey, but in a division so far that we saw, especially from the tail end of last season, that is stupidly hyper competitive with itself and within itself outside of Chicago. I don't know if Utah can swim this season with what's about to go down, because like, it's going to be a fucking fight.
I can't believe you.
Well, hold up. I have not
haven't
said their
even
names
said it
yet.
yeah.
So, all right, let's get to 6. Where you at on 6?
Utah.
Okay. Yusuf,
Nashville.
St. Louis.
Okay. What?
Okay.
That's fine. All right. 5?
Okay.
5.
Minnesota.
That's fair. See, Yusuf,
Minnesota.
Utah.
Okay.
There we go.
4? I'm going to go St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Nashville.
Whoa. Okay.
All right.
This division never stayed.
It never
things
stays
will
consistent.
swap.
Yeah,
It's
things
gonna
move around all the fucking time.
Things will move.
This is
They-
where it's about to get fun.
St. Louis
Okay.
is one injury away from being dog shit. To be
They
honest
are.
with you.
That is true. If fucking Bennington breaks his own leg in
they're-
a fight
they are
that he
the worst
refuses to
team in
get
the
to,
league.
they're done.
They are the
Yeah.
worst team in the league.
Okay. Now, we've already had fun with 7. We're about to have so much fun with this top 3.
Okay.
I don't know where to start.
I'll happily start.
Alrighty. Who do you got third?
The Jets.
Okay.
Winnipeg. Yeah. Really? Alex is choosing violence once again.
Alex is kind of choosing violence. I'm going to be realistic here. I think, it's hard. Because, like,
It's not hard at all. You know I'm right.
yes. I mean, yes, but
Yeah.
My division standings do not reflect how I feel things will end at the season. They reflect how I think they will play after 82 games.
Alex, is there a reason you have Utah in first?
I said them earlier.
I know.
You were Nashville Predators. Or
What happened to them being frauds? What the hell happened there? It's so difficult with the Jets, the Stars, and the Avs for this top three. And I think just from a firepower standpoint alone, no offense to the Jets, like, yeah, they've got firepower, but it's going to be such a weird season for them coming off of this playoffs, I think. And I think the loss of... That's your number two?
That's my number two. I have the Jets finishing second.
So why do you have the Avs finishing third?
I think the Avs are going to go through a regular season spin like they usually do.
Yeah.
They have one stretch where things just don't look right. The goaltending's not good. Defense isn't good.
Yeah.
Falls off for a little bit. They'll find it again, and they'll look great heading into the playoffs. I have the Jets at number two because we were talking about them earlier. They are a regular season team. They are going to put it together, and they are going to look really good for stretches. I don't think they can recapture last year, but they're going to look good in the regular season, and I think that's going to be good enough for the 2 seed.
Okay, so I have a very
Would you like to go, or would you like me to go?
I'll leave it. Who do you want to go?
I'll go.
Okay.
I have the Avs at 2.
I also have the Avs at 2, simply because goaltending, which historically the Avs don't. Well, besides Patrick Watt, the Avs don't care about. They just never.
Literally one of the greatest of all time.
They just don't care about it. So they're just gonna score their way with Landeskog and McKinnon and Makar and some random fourth-line guy. Because, last year, everyone's like, they had such a bad start to the year. It's like they were playing with, their second and third-line AHL guys.
Yeah, exactly. They were playing with AHL.
Their AHL team and McKinnon were their entire roster for, the first 2 months of the season.
McKinnon's looking around. He's like, where the fuck did all these children come from? Who the fuck are you?
What is your name? God damn it, go score.
You eat carbs?
Yeah, literally. So it's like, I don't know. I think the Avs will just single-handedly drag themselves into...
second place.
Yeah, they just do that.
All right, well,
and that, of course, leaves
we all agree
with an agreement. Yeah, we were unanimous on 8-1.
Wow,
that's
amazing.
Hilarious, actually.
Yeah. Utah, I can't believe it.
I think this is where the Utah Mammoth, the fraud Utah Mammoth,
Dude,
Dallas, Stars,
man. Yo,
Dallas,
what's gonna happen when
if Utah makes top 3?
No. What's gonna happen if Utah
Alex,
makes the playoffs and plays Winnipeg? Who's the bigger fraud, Connor Hellebuyck or the Mammoth?
Well, I mean, we'll know who won that series because Hellebuyck can't stop anything in the playoffs. So.
Dylan Gunther hat-trick every game.
Dude, imagine.
Make it happen.
Alex, they're not good. They're not good.
It's the Stars. I think we all, realistically, we all
it's the Stars division.
Winning this. It's their division to lose now.
The only big question mark for the Stars for me is coaching, but they have so much talent, which doesn't matter apparently with the Preds. But they have enough talent that I honestly feel like they could hire literally a wet mop and it'd be fine.
I do have one asterisk on my one pick for them.
Oh, okay.
I think this division is. I think I have them winning by a handy margin. By the way, if they trade Robo and don't get instant impact back, I almost can't put them at 1.
So I will say I did miss something in my notes earlier that I forgot to mention because I'm dumb and just scrolled past it. I honestly think the reason they traded for Rantanen was to accept that they were trading Robo. I really think that's why they did that. I think they realized we could go get an impact player now, or we can gamble on Robo, and they pick the impact player now and are going to trade Robo. I truly believe that was kind of their conversation internally.
It makes sense.
Because
it makes sense.
Teams don't look a year out. Teams look 5 years out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Yeah, it feels like they don't see Robo in their future plans.
I think it'll be a deadline move. I will also say that.
I could see that happening.
Ooh, interesting.
I can see that happening.
Yeah.
All right. With the Stars,
that's the Central Division.
That's the Central, and I just want to make this point, and then that's definitely the Central Division. The Stars now, it's realistically their division to lose, like I said, but they feel like a Vegas to me right now, where they are just all cylinders, the full fucking steam ahead.
Cheating the cap and all.
Yeah, exactly. They are going to go as hard as they humanly can on firepower. Now they have a full season of Mikko Rantanen, and they have, whatever time they have left with Jason Robertson before he inevitably gets traded. But this feels like a Vegas Golden Knights thing to me, where Dallas is just going to go, we are going to outscore everyone.
So
nothing is stopping us.
there is a very fun world where the Stars gamble. I mean,
There is.
they keep Robo to the end of the year in hopes they win.
Yeah.
And then they pull a Florida and just say he's going to take a discount.
Yeah.
I mean,
With what cap room?
With what cap? No.
genuinely, but I mean, they could, in theory, if they win the
Keep
cup,
him at the number he's at.
Yeah.
do you really? I mean, keep him the numbers out, or do you really care if you win the cup?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, he just won the
Like,
cup.
honestly, he won the cup. Oh no, we lost Robertson. Oh well,
Yeah.
won a cup.
Yep. That's the thing. It's going to be very interesting with Stars, but I feel like this season is going to be, it does not matter what is in our way. We will outscore every single one of you. Nothing is stopping us. And to that point, people will go, well, defense. Yeah, what the fuck are they going to worry about with defense? Heiskanen exists. And if he's healthy,
Well, we know goaltending's what killed him this year. So
yes,
they also have
absolutely. Goaltending
Bichel.
was just abysmal. Yeah.
But they have got that kid Bichel.
Oh.
Bichel.
Oh,
Yeah.
so right.
yeah, they're kind of hard to beat.
Yeah,
They've
the
got it.
Star-
They've
the
got
Stars
it.
are going
Stars
to
are gonna be
very
very
difficult.
They've got size. They've got the skill. They've got the offense. They've got the goalie.
Yeah.
They have a coach who's not going to explode in the play.
Throw someone under a bus.
The only thing they don't have is the correct jerseys, but it's fine.
Ooh.
Please don't tell me you want the Mooterist back.
Do you not?
I knew it. I
No,
knew it.
honestly, no. Honestly, I miss the old kind of hunter green at the actual star. Dude, that was so cool.
Those were cool.
Those were
jerseys.
so cool.
Man. Maybe one day. You never
I
know.
know.
But
Hopefully.
yeah, so that's the Central Division. It is indeed a division in hockey.
That is the most central division in hockey.
Yep. And boy, oh boy, I'm getting so impatient. I really just want hockey season to start. As much as I love watching baseball, I'm like, fuck, come on, when's training camp?
Well, I've
I
had
need my Seneca making the team out of camp rumors,
He
baby.
probably does. I think
probably does this year.
yeah, probably does.
I've
this
had
year,
some
but-
preseason
Anyways.
Jets football on in the back, so I'm having a great time right now.
So Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler, huh?
Yeah, I know. Well, we'll get to that.
Anyway,
next.
that being said, this has been all our divisional predictions. Way too early, if anything. If you like what you hear, leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment, talk to us. We'll answer your questions. We might not. Tyler will answer whatever questions you want about the Rangers. That's for certain.
absolutely.
But yeah, this has been Up the Boards. The next time we'll be back will probably be for some
Crying.
more just off-season bullshit. I know that all the national team organizations are starting to announce their training camp rosters for the Olympics, because that's going to be fun.
Yep.
So expect that probably in the next little while until training camp starts, and then we get in the nitty-gritty and then hockey season starts. But until then, I'm Yusuf, that's Alex, and that is Tyler. This has been Up the Boards. We thank you very much for listening. Have a good night. Goodbye.